we're gonna focus on the cardinal sins, the deadly mistakes. I'm gonna write it down here. Deadly mistakes. Deadly mistakes in pitching. In pitching. In pitching. Whatever it might be. Startup, yourself, you might want to land a job if you pass a job interview in English. So the first deadly sin to me is deadly mistakes or cardinal sins, whatever. The first deadly sin is overcomplicating the language. Overcomplication. What I mean by overcomplication, there is this misconception, there is this obnoxious idea that there is some kind of a formal professional language that is used in business, and there is this school of thought that you have to use smart words, fancy, funky words, terms and jargon, specifically, acronyms and stuff like that, to make you feel to sound more smart, to feel smart, to sound smarter, to come off as a person who knows, the stuff, who knows what he's doing. The fact of the matter, actually, that if you use overcomplicated and saturated language in your pitches, this will actually hurt your chances rather than increase them. So if you complicate your language, regardless if you are applying for a job or pitching a new idea to a boss or doing sales, you want to actually simplify your language. And that's the revelation that I acquired, that I obtained myself, and which was a real surprise to me. And it took me more than 6 years to understand that you should not use all these terms. I understand that people want to sound smart and they want to talk about things that make them relatable and make them like someone who knows what they're talking about in this specific industry. But believe me, guys, it's easier and it's more comfortable for your audience to just use simple language. There is a cool rule in writing which says, and you understand that writing is also oversaturated with words. If you're able to cut to the chase, it makes writing so much more efficient. So there is a rule in writing that if you can use a 10-cent word, you should not use a $10 word. For example, I can use the word utilize more often. I can utilize more fancy words in this stream, but I don't use this word. I use the word use, because you don't need to use the word utilize, if it makes it clear. So I don't say that you shouldn't use terms at all. You can insert them every once in a while, but overcomplicating your language with business terms do not increase your chances of being understood. And you want to be understood. So yeah. Next, you should avoid mystery. Another deadly sin in presenting is mystery. Oh, shoot, just a second. Mystery. mystery, or it could be like emotions. Actually, emotions, and we're going to talk about this in a second, but for mystery, for example, startups pitch their ideas. We're going to change the world, or this solution is going to bring people closer in the wide variety of ways. Yes, it's not complicated, but it's too broad and it's too mysterious. How are you going to change the world? How are you going to bring people together? For example, I think Airbnb's pitch was, and I'm going to write the Airbnb. Airbnb pitch was nothing like, we're going to facilitate people with residential opportunities once and for all. No screaming titles, no mystery, no emotions. They just wrote something, a solution that will help people to rent places and rent out places in their preferred location. That's it. So no, pretty much if you cut out all the emotions and you just cut right to the chase, that makes it so much easier. Because the thing that all the investors, for example, don't want to see is something that you need to prove. So another deadly mistake in pitching your business is unprovable, or unproven, I'm gonna write unproven statement. Unproven blank statements. Unproven blank statements. Changing the world, providing new opportunities, or innovative solution that is going to change the world, change the perspective of how we use taxi, how we use cabs. Uber didn't say anything about changing this once and for all. They actually just said that a solution based on the ratings that will help people call cabs, something like that. Pretty clear and understandable.